Hello, it's me, excuse me, Annalisa with my spiritual friend. It is Sunday, May 2nd. Happy May, happy Sunday. I am back as always. We are doing the live readings here. As per usual, these are for the purposes of entertainment only and as in accordance with the law. I'm not a doctor, a lawyer, a therapist, or a financial advisor. If you need one of those, please seek those. I have a couple of announcements. I am going to be featured on the podcast Tranquility Talk that is hosted by Meg Daly. So watch out for that on May 7th, and there is a link to that in the description below. I've added up so far for the first 4 months of April. We have been able to raise, through April, from January through April, we raised $691, which provides 2,073 meals which is we had donated to the food bank, the community food bank of New Jersey. So we're going to keep doing it because it really does. It's like a little makes a huge impact. And I'm so grateful for all of you that have donated and gotten questions and trusted me with those questions. And then in turn, we've been able to donate 30% of everything that I earn. So it's been pretty great. KK, if you're here, I'm sorry, I forgot to send you the list. I was hurriedly trying to get kids bathed and things done around the house. Hi, Mariana. Okay, so to ask the questions, you just have to go purchase them at my PayPal. And it is, there's KK. KK, if you would, and Heather Churchill is new here. So if you would go ahead and link the PayPal, and I'm going to I'm going to write down the list. So Allie, if you're here, you paid twice. So like you originally paid for 2 questions, but put 1 question, and then you paid again for 2 questions and for 2 questions. So I can refund you that. That's fine with me. I just wasn't sure if you forgot that you purchased it. So I was just going to let you know that. And I am typing the list, and I'm sorry that it's probably not going to look as nice as KK normally does it, but I will do my best. Please wish KK a happy birthday. Her birthday was on Thursday, and I hope it was a wonderful second birthday in lockdown. She is not in where we are, or where I am. So it's they're having a little bit harder time, but hopefully let's all manifest her getting her vaccine soon so she can breathe easy. Another person I'd like to send out some energy and love to is Miss Mary. She watches us from Ireland, and excuse me, she's a bit of a long hauler when it comes to COVID. And so she was having a hard time this morning. I was supposed to meet with her, but so if we can please just send her some energy and healing and love, that would be wonderful. Other things I wanted to talk about. Let's see, I mentioned how much we've earned because I said I would do that. And the Tranquility Talk. Something interesting I've noticed. So I started watching, I don't know if any of you guys watched The Real World, but I watched the original Real World, like back in 92. I think I was like 13 years old or something. I was little. I was like 8th grade or a freshman. I can't remember. I was probably a freshman in high school. Anyway, I just thought they were all so cool. And I watched, we did the free week of Paramount Plus or whatever. It doesn't have much on there that you can't see everywhere else. So we aren't continuing it, but I did power watch through them. And Kevin Powell, like when, and he even says that he had this issue, like back then feeling like getting labeled the angry black man. And when I was a kid, I really didn't understand his anger. Like I believed racism exists, but I didn't understand it. And so watching it now from the perspective that I did now, having a better grasp on it, I'm certainly not the most, I still have blind spots. I'm still learning and I'm still growing. And, there are things even like as a psychic that I've done where I'm like, I get all excited about something that I knew about somebody and then realize that like I sort of like got so excited about that, like I stole their thunder in a sense, like I took away from honoring their moment. So, there's like places in all areas that I have to grow, but I digress. Anyway, so I saw it from such a different perspective, and he was really frustrated with Becky because Becky's a Karen. I mean, she just is. She I don't know if you guys have read White Fragility, but she truly portrays like everything that Robin DiAngelo is saying in this book about why white people have a hard time coming to the fact that like that systemic racism exists. But I watched him frustrated because he felt like he was really trying, and he was very patient. I mean, I'd want to shake her, I gotta tell you. Um, that she didn't get it, that she just couldn't listen. She just couldn't fathom that it really wasn't about her. Like, it wasn't anything personal. It was like, this is just how society is. And like, this is why it gets perpetuated, because people get so entrenched in like, it's not me. I'm not the bad guy, but you're perpetrating it like all over the place. Anyway. So I've seen this happen before, and I've seen this happen like where my good friend founded something called The Greater Us, and they are about helping companies and helping people understand equity. And she said, this was before the pandemic, she was like, she calls me by my nickname, Ani. She's like, I just, which by the way is reserved for very few people. Like nobody basically calls me that anymore. Anyway, so and that has to do with like a healing trauma thing. She goes, she was frustrated because she met with a group from a specific office, and they had to go. This was part of the diversity training, and they had to go. And she said, she is a woman of color, and she partners with somebody who's not a woman of color, so to help sort of cross a white woman to cross over certain boundaries, and to try and help people like open up and see from different perspectives. And she's like, they don't get it. Like it's clear they don't want to be there. They're not willing to be open about it. And I said, but you have to understand a seed was planted. So even if they don't get it in that moment, a seed was planted. And I believe with all of my heart, not everybody's always going to get it. That's just the fact of the matter. But sometimes, that like, as much as you want somebody to get it and wake up in the moment, a seed is planted. And hopefully maybe she rewatches it and learns something from it. Anyway, that's my pedestal for the day. Okay, so here's what I do, Miss Heather. I have a list, which I typed in there, not nearly as nicely as Miss KK usually does. And then I say, okay, so we go by who's on the list, because it's however they purchased them. And then I just answer the questions. I'll say, okay, so-and-so, and so-and-so, and so-and-so, please type your questions. So Allie, you're up, Devry and Laura H, if you guys want to go ahead and post your questions. I don't know if Laura Jane is back this week. I did refund your money because I felt bad about the confusion between the names last week. Laura H, don't steal questions again. I'm kidding. So then Heather, all I do is, hi, Danny, it's nice to see you again. So I'll check for your payments, and then I just answer your questions. So I'm here, and then eventually I go, we have enough people, and I've been here long enough. So that's it. It's pretty straightforward. I don't want to know too many details. I don't like when people say, I'm dating a Scorpio and his initials are blah, blah. Like, I don't care about initials. I don't care about your sun signs. I don't care about your sun sign or their sun sign. Just tell me a first name. That's all I care about. And that's about that. Okie dokie. First names are helpful. Okay. Because usually when I'm doing like in-person live, like not YouTube live readings, I can catch on to vibrations of pictures or names or the vibration of your voice. And it just opens up things really, really easily. So this is just like a little more distant, but I still can do the readings. I hope everybody's been manifesting well. I've been having a really good week with that, so it's pretty exciting, and I'm just going to keep rolling. Okay. Miss Allie, how do people view me? Why do I get anxious around guys who are interested in me? Okay. How do people view Allie? You may not like these two adjectives, but it's not terrible. It's just, again, you're asking how people view you. And then we're going to talk about how to hopefully help that, right? We'll answer your other one too. Breezy, I don't have Cash App, but I have Venmo. I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. Hi, Aurora. Mary, how are you feeling now? Any better? Okay, so. All right. So the first thing that I got was, and while I'm checking the PayPal, the first thing that I got was standoffish and impatient. So sometimes when we're introverts, we can be viewed as standoffish. Whatever, right? So tell me what to do with these extra 2 questions. Do you want to refund it, or do you want to ask 4 questions? Like, you tell me what to do. Your money, I am happy to refund it. It's a click of a button. It's nothing. Isn't it funny when people, like, when companies charge you like a fee for something like that? You're like, it's literally a click of a button. You're charging me. Like, come on. It's administrative fees. Should I charge a $20 administrative fee for my finger click? Okay. So, oh, I'm sorry, Mary. I'll take a moment and a few, and we'll send some energy into you. Okay. I got 2 for Heather. So after Starry Sky, I got Shaheen, and then I have Aura A. Sorry. And then Heather Churchill. I brought my heater in here and I never turned it on. I might have to stand up for a minute and just turn it on. I'm wearing camo pants. I'm just letting you know, so you may not be able to see my legs. Sorry. Okay. If we can't crack ourselves up, it's just not worth it. Okay. All right. So if you're an introvert and somebody views you as being standoffish, like I realized yesterday when I went to like a play date with my daughter's class, my 2nd grade daughter's class, I took my 2 little ones and we went over there, and I kind of am a standoffish person. Like, I'll be fully honest. Like, I'm not the one to like want to run into the crowd and be like, hey, as much as I'm open and friendly here, like if I'm for church, it's different. But like, if it's like a social gathering, I don't like, it's like when you walk in and the whole group turns to you, you're like, so I sort of didn't mentally prepare myself for that. So I get it. And it's not personal to anybody else. It's just that like, sometimes when I meet with people, I'm also feeling like their nervousness, their anxiety, they're like, like this, like, and I'm like, and I sort of also outed myself and my company, my business, on like the school fundraiser page. I donated like $200 for it, but so that might have also been but that was kind of also in my head. So sometimes people perceive things one way and they don't really understand where it's coming from. And so like, whatever. If people don't know you, don't worry about what they think about you. It's like, there's that saying that says like, don't pay attention to other people's opinions of you, or don't other people's opinions of you is none of your business. You have no control over what somebody else thinks. All right. So impatient, I don't know. I mean, maybe you just want things done when you want things done. Is that really the worst thing in the world? As long as you're not an asshole about it, right? Pardon my French. My English, sorry, French people. As long as you're not a jerk about it, I think whatever. So also then remember then when we're manifesting, and maybe inside you think I'm an impatient person, or nobody likes me, people see me as this, people view me as this way, then that's what you're going to manifest, right? The other question you asked is sort of kind of along those lines. And I got to want to double check it. I usually don't think people aren't interested in me because I'm not white and I grew up. So So then there you go. That like that right there, because I feel that way, I assume that people think that they're not interested in me because I'm not white. But not everybody where you live is from where you're from. Like when I moved from Houston to Brookfield, which is a suburb of Milwaukee, in high school, I remember looking around and be like, there's so many white people. Like, because both places, when I grew up with my mom and when I grew up near my dad, or when I lived with my dad in Houston, it was very diverse. It was extremely diverse. It was not just like, I had friends of all nationalities. So it was weird to me to walk in. In fact, I might have even been the minority in my middle school in 8th grade. Like, it was weird to me, not to say that I'm the minority in general. It was just happened to be in that school. Like, it was really weird to me to move to Brookfield. It was like there was so many white people. So you never know where people are from. Don't assume that just because you're brown skin or whatever, that they're not going to like you. I understand in the climate we're in, so I'm not trying to dismiss it. I'm just trying to think of the manifesting thing part of it. When you own that, then you create that, right? I used to assume that people would think I was a freak because of my stuff that I do. And I sort of kept people at bay, and I encourage that. Let me see, Danny. Hang on, I really am going to have to go turn my heater on. Don't freak out if you can't see my legs. Okay, so Danny, I don't see yours, but it doesn't mean it's not here. Just sometimes things get pokey and slaggy. So be patient. I have a initials TB. Initials TB. People always make ignorant comments. So here's the thing. Then you're going to go, I trust my intuition. I trust my guides. So maybe you don't trust people because people are really hard to trust. Like they can be. Don't manifest that. Coming from a place where I had a lot of trust issues, which I'm the one thing that really helped me was learning to trust myself and learning to trust my guides and knowing that they would not let me down. So I trust myself. I trust my intuition. I trust my guides. I trust that they will never lead me astray. I trust that they will let me be clear and see the red flags and who is safe and who is not safe. So I'm not blind to think that everybody is safe and everybody isn't ignorant, but also you sort of have to meet people in the middle. If they don't see a lot of brown people, they're not going to know that they're, that you're normal, just like them. You have the same interests and hobbies and loves and desires and hopes and dreams and fears that they do. Granted, I'm not trying to dismiss the racism part of that. So please don't think that I'm saying that, but it's like, we all want to be loved. We all want to be, we all want to engage with other human beings and experience joy and happiness and have somebody there for us when we're hurting. All of those things. Do I meditate? Sometimes. It's really hard to meditate when you have 3 small children, and I'm being fully honest. So I sort of have to intentionally carve out that time. I don't do it regularly. I used to when I was single all the time, all the time. I don't do it as much anymore. I think I sort of am like a walking meditation. So when I'm working out, it feels like a meditation to me. And when I'm sometimes I'll put my headphones in and listen to my I like these Jabra headphones. You can listen to what it sounds like being underwater when you scuba dive, like bubbles underwater. So I'll listen to those as I walk around, but I can't fully be in because I have little kids. So I did schedule to do a empowerment circle where they're going to do a meditation for next Friday. That's the truth though. Danielle, I didn't see yours. That's you, Breezy. Okay, I got you. Got you. Okay, so add Breezy. I don't know why I'm not seeing yours, Danny. If anything, we'll just figure it out. Don't worry. So add Breezy. Hi, Rochelle. I have Rochelle's. Okay. That's it. Let me go back to Allie's second question. So don't consider it working on it. Just decide that, like, remind yourself that it's safe. That what is someone's judgment of you anyway? Really, it's nothing. Like, who cares? It When you work on and heal this stuff inside of you and your self concept, what other people think of you at a point, what other people think of you just doesn't matter anymore, because you know that it's like I tell my daughters, like, just because somebody says something doesn't make it true. Um, so people can call you names till they're blue in the face. Like, just because people call me crazy for doing this doesn't mean it's true. Right? Or into Satan, or and whatever ideas they have about what I do and how I do it. A lot of people think like, oh, you're spiritual, you must be spiritual all the time. No, I get pissed off. Like, I eat meat. I, I don't like, it's like I'm not a monk on a mountain doing this. Like, I'm just a human being working through my own spiritual path and working through my own mess. Um, People have opinions and ideas about things all the time. Okay, so here's what you're doing. You're saying it's hard to trust because people take advantage of you. So don't trust other people. Trust yourself. Trust your guides. Trust that they will give you the red flags of what to look for and when to walk and when to not. And the fact of the matter is, make people earn your trust. Nobody says you have to give somebody 100% trust right away. Make them earn it, just like you make them earn your story. Anything that I practice that helps me develop my intuition, time. So I and patience, and then just doing the work. So, when I first got I took psychic development courses through Holistic Studies Institute in New York. They actually have online courses right now. So I took their courses, but I did them in person when they have them in person. So that was huge because it forced me into like groups and practicing. And then I just put myself out there and I started doing readings. So how did I practice, like, when I didn't have a reading and I wasn't having regular clients, or I wasn't doing this? If there was news stories, I would try and figure out what the news stories were. If there was certain things that I could predict, and I'm not talking about those stupid videos that I see people who are like, predict what color I'm thinking about. And it's like a TikTok thing. Like, fuck that. None of that stuff ever works. Ever, 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 ever. I've never, as much as I read here, I've never gotten those things right. Whatever. It doesn't mean I'm not psychic. So I think don't use those. They deter you. If you get a feeling about somebody, and you just randomly, they pass through your mind, give them a call, send them a text, like practice in everyday ways. Or or if you meet somebody and you get a feeling about them, like kind of be like, so I was wondering, like, don't be like, I got a psychic impression, because that'll freak people out. It's really just about stretching and practicing. So, I always say that your psychic abilities are like, everybody can hold a basketball, right? Like even a quadriplegic, the ball can sit in your lap. That's like your most refuse to acknowledge any kind of spiritual activity at all, except for, I don't know. And then you have your pro athletes who are naturally gifted, but they still practice. They practice all the time. They practice every single day, and they hone their abilities. That's essentially what I'm doing, is I'm practicing constantly, and I'm honing my abilities, and I'm building a language, and I'm being patient with it. And I'm not expecting to be any certain place. I'm just kind of enjoying it, and developing my language and seeing how it goes. So it's time, like really give it time, because like I watch people who are like the ayahuasca people who are like, I'm going to go open up and find my abilities and my connection to spirit. And I think what happens is they do that. And if they aren't within a community that normally practices that as a part of their spiritual practice, and I'm talking about like the natives and things like that. They have this really great, like, they pay the money and they do this cool thing, instead of like being inducted and asked into the process, where an elder who's like further along goes, okay, you're ready now, says, come on and come join the circle, where they're like, I'm going to pay my money and I'm going to like open up spiritually. And then they open up spiritually and they have this like great, really wonderful experience. And it's this super, super, super high, and they clear out stuff. And then they come back into to the 3D world, and they don't know what to do with it. and they don't know what to do with the change in the really super high and the really super low. And so they're kind of sort of fukakta because it's like being dropped off the side of a cliff. So I don't recommend doing that. I recommend being patient and growing and developing an infrastructure in your spiritual practice. So it's understanding where the roads are, understanding the peeling of the onion, all of that stuff. Build it slowly so that you can slide in and not have that big crash. You can have these really cool experiences and then understand that you're still part of the 3D world. Okay. Hang on. I just want to go back up to Allie because I keep getting sidetracked, but those are super awesome questions. And I love talking about that stuff. And those are the things that I always want to talk about in my spiritual discussions. And I just haven't gotten a chance to do them. And you sort of have to catch them. So I really thank you for asking that question. It's great. Okay. Why do you get anxious when guys who are interested in you? So that a lot. Okay, Allie. So that has to do to me that immediately what I got is that having to do with your self-conscious or your self-concept and your self-worth. So if you don't believe you're worthy and great, then if a guy gets interested in you, it's like, oh God. And your subconscious is going, why would he like me? And then also it's about having to make an emotional connection to somebody. And that can be really scary, especially if you have kind of trauma in those areas. So self-concept. Go do the Roxy Talks videos. Mary was joking around that it's funny when I say these, I'm happy, I am healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm beautiful, I'm worthy, I'm kind, I am smart, I am funny. All the I ams that it reminds her of the Saturday Night Live sketch that was it Phil Hartman that did it? And he'd look in the thing and he'd go, I'm smart enough, I'm good enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. But the truth is we have, computers have this too. It's like an old programming system, old program. And instead of going, I got to just throw it away because I'm just stuck with this old computer forever, you update it. There's constantly updates on every app, every, browser, there's always updates. So just consider when you're doing this reprogramming work that you're changing from doing the zeros and ones of the original computer programming language to whatever is the newest, latest, and greatest. I'm not a programmer, so I don't know. But that's it's you got to upgrade all the time, right? So don't worry about knowing exactly what that is. Just start working on your self-concept, and some of that will reveal itself. And you can ask your guides to help you reveal that as well. I don't get it could be a fear of abandon issue. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Okay, Autumn, I'll check. I promise. Please like and subscribe. Tell your friends about me. That's how everybody finds me. I'm hoping that the algorithm gods of YouTube will share me with others as well, especially if you're liking and subscribing. Danny, why is this not showing up, love? Are you sure you paid to me? If you just paid to Annalisa and it didn't have the MSF, like my spiritual friend, after it, then you're paying to some other Annalisa, and she's gotten money from me, from my clients before. I consider it the God's blessing her, I suppose. Autumn, I have your payment. Don't worry. One question for Autumn. Okay, I do need to get up and turn this heater on because I'm a little chilly. Let me move closer so I can sit there and feel the. Okay. Sorry. It looked like my torso walking in, right? No camo pants. Nobody likes my joke. Okay, I'll stop. Okay. Yes, Autumn is after Rochelle. Do not apologize, KK. You're a rock star. Thank you. ASMR. Is that that's part of your name. PayPal. Yes, PayPal. Butterfly you sent through, Pam. PayPal. sometimes there's a little bit of a lag. So I'm going to answer the next question. So I've got Devry with 1, Laura H with 1, Nicole R. We got to keep moving. Butterfly, is your initial SM? If so, I have you for 1. You have a timeline on my life partner. I just heard very clearly 3 months. I don't feel like it's that far out at all. It's sort of like they're saying, just keep busy with yourself, keep busy, like focusing on you and all everything. And it's like, literally, I don't know if literally this is going to happen, but it's like, I just run into them. Like it's like not expecting it. I'm sort of focusing on something else. And then it just hits me. So look at who you sent your payment to. Did it say Annalisa and have a butterfly on it, Danny? We'll figure it out. Don't worry. It'll all balance out. We'll figure it out. I'm just asking you to check it because then you can always reach out to that person too. And I have a feeling it didn't. Oh, is your last name DW? I don't know why. It's just right here. I'm not kidding. I told you this happens. Like sometimes it'll pop up and it pops up like in between 2 other ones that I've already said it wasn't there. So it's here. Danny's here. Put her down for 1. See, I told you it would work out. No worries. Yeah, I told you it would work out. Hi, PK. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so Jeffrey, did you hear me? The 3 months. Laura H, you're up. Nicole R, if you both want to ask your questions. I got you. I got you, Danny. I got you. Your last name starts with a W? W. You're welcome, Jeffrey. Okay, Laura H, may I get a general message, please? Sure. What if I was like, no? I'm trying to figure out what this means. So it's like they're literally saying there's a lot of cross traffic. There's a lot of cross traffic. There's a lot of cross traffic, but I don't feel like I'm sitting on a street waiting to cross and I can't get across, although that might be energetically what it is. But it's like I'm pushing forward and I'm pushing my energy this way. And there's all of this stuff going this way, like hitting me. It's almost like it's hard to concentrate. It's hard to keep things moving. And I'm feeling like in my crown chakra, and it's also this weird feeling of, it's making me a little dizzy. Cause it's like, I don't know if you're working on it. There's like 2 different things. So there's like a there's a manifestation component to it. And then there's also like an intuition and connecting in component to it. So it's like, I'm almost getting inundated. Have you been working on, Danny, I got it. Is your last name a W? I got it. You have 1 question. You're paid. You're good. Laura H, does this make sense? Like maybe I've been trying to connect with my guides and okay. I'm going to cover the things and then I need Laura H to focus and be with me. Okay. And I need everyone else to stop with asking me about the payments and I will figure all that out. Okay. So I already said that I got Danny's and then Butterfly, I got yours. I think your initials are SM, correct? So Butterfly Eats ASMR, are your initials SM? KK, if you can take over that for me and just kind of settle that out, because her initials is TH. I have a Shanna McCormick. I do not have a TH, but that doesn't mean it won't show up. So be patient and I'll check for it, okay? Who's Shanna McCormick? Is that your screen name? SM. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so take Butterfly off the list, put Shanna on. Butterfly, I will look for yours, but you got to be patient because sometimes Danny's popped up like super weird in a weird order, but it showed up. So just be patient. I'm not anywhere near you on the list anyway, so I promise we'll check again. Let me focus on some of these questions and move through them. Okay. Laura H. So does this make sense? Like opening up psychically, but feeling like it feels like so much stuff is coming in, I can't filter it out. Have you been working on opening up intuitively, psychically, whatever you want to call it? Sorry, annoying lip stuff, but if I'm cold, I turn the heater on and then my lips get dry. And I found tinted lip balm by Burt's Bees. I feel blocked, so I've been trying to. Okay, so like the way they're showing me is like cross traffic. So it's not even that you're blocked. It's like you're getting stuff from all different directions, and so it feels blocked. Like it literally felt like this is open up, and I feel like I'm telling, but I'm getting all of this stuff from other directions. So my advice to you when developing is, okay. Do a guided meditation instead of just doing I have the intention to connect in with my guides and have it be totally quiet. Like have somebody guiding you down and what you're supposed to experience and how you're supposed to have it. Set an intention before you do it that it's going to be clear. And if it starts to feel like it's overwhelming or dizzy or whatever, stop and set the guidelines and the boundaries. I'm telling you, guides in spirit, super respectful of boundaries. They do not want to overwhelm you. They want you to be they want this to be a good experience because they want to make the communication easier and more open with you. Hi, Jenny. I'll check in just a moment. So set the guidelines. I don't like physical manifestations. So I don't want them moving stuff around in my house. Just me. Because they can contact me 8 billion other ways. That's the one way I don't want them to. So I just tell them that's not cool. Don't do that with me. When I first started doing message circles or seances, conducting them, the first time I sat down to do it, so it's like similar to this, but we're in a room and in a circle. I was constantly writing everything down because they'd be yelling everything at me right away. And I was trying to hold all of this information in my head and wait till it was my turn to give a message. And it was overwhelming. And so finally, my grandmother was really sweet. She came and she goes, don't worry, I'll line them all up for you. So my grandmother gave me this and sort of gave me this 5 years after she died. Long story. Anyway, so she would line them up and make them wait till it was their turn. So, and I was like, that's perfect. I like that. And it got to the point where no longer had to work that way because I've developed my abilities and kind of started trusting that everything rolls out differently. So it's sort of just deciding what's comfortable. So if you don't want to get certain information because it's not comfortable, I used to say, if I'm not supposed to know it or I'm not supposed to share it, don't tell me and I don't want to know it. You get to set the guidelines. Eventually they pushed me to be it's okay for you to know things that you're not supposed to share. There's that too. And there's other aspects to that and why that is the way it is. But I had to be really comfortable and confident in my abilities before I could be accept that would be a challenge for me. I had to be really confident in my abilities in order to like just do this. And I had to be really confident and trustworthy of my guides in order to do this sort of a platform to do readings. So it's sort of like, just say like, bring it in slow. Okay, it's too much. I'm not connecting in. Can you quiet it just a little bit? Breathe into it. Because I also feel like it's really important for you to breathe in those moments instead of like, it's almost feels like I get panicked and I don't know what to do with it if I'm not connecting in. Yeah, Autumn, that's fine. You can put her down for 2 questions. Probably a lag. Someone's coming to visit. Who's that? What's up? Huh? Maybe he's outside with the other 2? You okay? Okay. You just what? Okay. Does that answer your question for a general reading? Do you feel comfortable with that? Gosh, well, I feel wordy today. I'm sorry. All right. And then we're going to close the list because I think we're getting a bigger list. So I've got TH. See, I told you would show up. I told you. So butterfly, I got yours for 1. Autumn's second one did not show up just yet, but I have faith it will. So we'll just trust that. I've got 1 for Jenny, 1 for Lana, and 1 for Maya. Okay, so let's get it. Let's go. Nicole R. I don't know what happened there. Sorry, all these things just, there we go. Oh, it's like magic. Sorry. You're welcome, Laura. Okay, so Nicole R, Sandra, Starry Sky, any of you guys want to ask your questions? Lucky number 23. Yeah, like and subscribe. There's 23 of you here. Peace out. Like and subscribe. I didn't yet, but don't worry, Autumn, it'll show up. I've got you down for 2. That's how it works. I just trust it'll all work itself out. I met John's son, Stefan, a few weeks ago. I found he had a really sweet energy. How did he read my energy? Anxious, nervous, well-intentioned. Definitely not who he expected you to be. I get the sense that maybe he just expected somebody different, I guess, by the way his dad described him. But overall pleasant, and he enjoyed your company. Ew. Sorry. It's a wonder I can make it out in the world. Y'all, I used to save people's lives. Not often. I should say that. Not often. I mean, they didn't all die, but it's just, that sounds terrible. Just let them go. You're welcome, Sandra. Nicole R., are you here? We are here. We are here. Starry Sky, Shaheen, Aura. I'm glad you're laughing, Mary. So when I'm in a room by myself, I feel like I'm the only one laughing. But I do this in my car too. Like there was a time where I was driving once, and April was like a year and a half old. And like when you are on this one road, it was really sunny day. It was hot out, and Like there was not a cloud in the sky, and I forgot my sunglasses, and literally the only sunglasses I had in my car, and she was rear facing, so the sun wasn't in her face. And the only sunglasses I had in my car were hers, and they were like these little baby eaters, and they were polarized, and but they were tiny, but they like had super flex to them. So I was like, all right, these have got it. Like they fit on my head. I was like, all right, these work. But I had these like tiny little kid glasses on. I was for real, like just dying laughing through driving my car. I thought it was funny. So then I like did a deadpan stare to this car next to me, because I thought like before I turned off the road, I thought this is like, I just like deadpan stare. I thought it was like really funny to do. Sorry. So it was like with my little tiny sunglasses on, like I was wearing them for real. Whatever. I thought it was funny. All right. These are the things I do. Not normal. It's okay. I fully owned, accepted, and embraced my strange nature a long time ago. Hi, Andy. Andy, did you pay for a reading? Jazz hands. Okay, so I'm looking for Nicole or Starry Sky or Shaheen right now because they're up on the list. Nicole, Starry Sky, or Shaheen. It really is laggy today, isn't it? I bet when I watch this back, because I'm not seeing any buffering or anything, that it's going to be like, you know, where it like cuts out. Thank you, KK. I mean, I can tell you other stupid stories of things I've done. Brushing my hair out completely, and it literally looks like Shaka, or I mean, they carried off much better than I do. Believe me, I look like Gilda Radner more than they do. Like, you know, Gilda Radner had her, like she'd wear her hair. If you know who Gilda Radner is, I hope you know who Gilda Radner is. She's fantastic. She'd wear her hair out like really frizzy. I remember it. That's what my hair looks like brushed out. Okay, Andy, I'll check, and then we're closing the list because it's just I've got a lot to catch up on, and it's really super laggy. So I'm trying to push you guys through to Nicole, Starry Sky, Shaheen, Aura. If you guys want to ask your questions. Ooh, did you all leave and fall asleep on me? I've got Andy for one question. I don't have two just yet. Autumn, I got your second question. Told you it would come through. Andy, I'm sure your second one will come through, so I'm not worried. All right. Oh, that's awesome. I love that story. She was such a fantastic soul. Okay, so Aura says, do you see Alex and I meeting in person in the next few months? We're long distance. I do, but not till the end of June or early July. That was really weird. Sorry. If the way I heard it was weird, not that like the answer was weird. It was just the way that it came through was like a weird experience. That is what it is. But yeah, I do. Just end of June, early July. So it might even be like a 4th of July weekend kind of thing. I think that's around where it is because it also just the way I don't know if you would go to some kind of like a little amusement park or do something like for fun outdoors, but that's what it feels like, has like a carnival-y feel to it. So that can either mean like the feeling of like the 4th of July sort of feeling, that, which I don't care where you are, it gives me a reference to give me a time frame, even if you're not somewhere that celebrates 4th of July. Or even if you're somewhere that doesn't celebrate 4th of July. Did that come out right? Sometimes my brain goes mush. Mush. All right, so I need Shaheen, Starry Sky, Nicole R. You're welcome, Aura. Nicole R, Starry Sky, Shaheen. Where is everybody? Heather Churchill, go ahead. Okay, so it might just be that time then that's when they come, is around that chunk of time, end of June, early July. Because it just gives me a reference of time frame of when I would feel that. And it doesn't feel like our Memorial Day weekend because it just feels like a little bit later. It feels like things opening up and some kind of like getting a really good deal on a ticket and kind of sort of like just everything falling into place to make that happen. Do you suffer from headaches, Aura? Hi, Breezy. Nice to see you. See you, not see you. You know what I mean. I still have Nicole R, Starry Sky, or Shaheen. You guys are up. If you guys want to ask your questions. Yes, a lot. Okay, I just felt that. So then I feel like to me that's confirmation when I'm getting that, and you can validate that it's confirmation about the time. Paper cuts. Oh, don't have that. Did you pay for your question? Did you pay for your question? Nicole R, Starry Sky, Shaheen. Well, the list is closed now, so you can come back next week and pay. Like I do this every week at 4:00 on Sundays, 4:00 Eastern Daylight Time. Although, of course, when we go to Standard Time, it would be Standard Time, but in the Eastern time frame. Hi, Vicky. Nice to see you. Should I choose Tinia to help me with my loan, or Capria? Which one will have a better outcome? Okay. Like, you mean a better outcome as in better loan rate, or let's just assume that. That feels about right. So wait. Tinia or Capria? I get Capria, like loud and clear, super shouting. Like I usually will like sort of in my mind's eye line things up side by side and feel vibrationally which one it's like. I can't even get a grip on the Tinia. Like this one is so loud, and so Capria is so loud and so like in my face. I can't even. It's like this almost disappeared. Okay, Heather. Who do you want to be connected to, Heather? What's their first name, if that would help? I mean, you already gave your information. It doesn't mean that it won't be right. It just could be like either they have delays or it's not as good of a deal, like whatever it is. So I'm sure she wouldn't do anything with it. I don't get like I'm selling your information, or it just feels like for whatever reason, this other Capri goes through and it's like just loud and clear, like it just everything. So I didn't know if they were like, I guess they're loan officers, or I don't know exactly, but Capria felt like it feels like she would like just be on it. You know what I mean? Whereas maybe there's something laggy about Tanea. Sorry. You're welcome, Breezy. Okay. Heather, how do you want to do this? Do you want me to just answer the questions, or do you want me to try and connect in with a loved one? This guy's feeling okay. Okay, so I need Heather. I'm not feeling anybody step through on their own. So if you either want to give me a name and we can work for it, or if you want me to answer these two questions. And then if you want me to answer these two questions, what do you mean like the one, like the person like you're destined to be in a long-term relationship with? And if you have somebody in mind, if you could give me their first name, that would be great. Rochelle, see if you want to go to, this is really, I don't know where is everybody? Hang on. I feel like everybody just dropped off. Oh my God. Duncan. Who is Duncan? Is Duncan your loved one? Or is this about the question? Yeah, go ahead, Rochelle. Okay. The only feeling I'm getting right now is a gentleman who's stepping through. He feels a bit younger, like he would have passed a bit younger. He's like I feel like he'd be taller because he's standing over me, kind of bending down, looking at the computer. And he's like, she doesn't really want to hear from me, like kind of joking around in this, like, so what do we have going on here? Like he wouldn't have really, like this was not his thing. He wouldn't have bought into any of this. He was, but he's funny. And I don't feel like he was like, there's like some like I have friends who are hardcore atheists. And like, he feels like he's like, okay, whatever, but it's just like not his thing. Does this resonate? Elsa, the list is closed. I'm gonna refund your money, okay? If you'll come back next week, because I've still got several other people to get through, and I've been on for an hour, and it's really laggy today. I actually sent my daughter a text and said, if you're playing Roblox, because it sucks all of the bandwidth, I'll refund it right now. Heather, does this make sense? Thanks for understanding. So if you'll just subscribe and hit the bell, you'll know when I go live. And then you can come back. No, paper cuts, you have to come back next week. The list was already closed. So I'll refund your money. Mm. Hi, homies. Heather, because there's such a lag and it's really hard. I don't know, maybe another week will be better, but I'm going to give you your other questions. And then Rochelle, I'll answer yours. How do people view me? I hear patient, warm, caring. I lean towards being a little bit more type A. I don't want to say like controlling, but just like a list maker, liking things to line up and work out well. You're almost like an angelic type feel to me. Like there's something like sort of like an earth angel type feeling to me. All good. He was much older. So I don't know who this other person is that came through. No. I know paper cuts, but I have other people that are on the list already. So the list was closed before you came in. If you want to come back next week, you can always schedule a private reading as well. Oh, 3 minutes behind. Yeesh. That's a lot of waiting time. Okay, so I'm going to let people pile on and start asking questions and see who picks up first. Heather, if you can switch to your phone, that would be awesome. If anybody wants to switch to their phone, maybe it'll pick up quicker. Shanna, okay. Look, y'all all jump in. Heather, are you there? Okay, so I answered the first one. You'll have to go find that. And then the second one, and then Rochelle, I'll grab you. The second question is, how do you see my health concerns? This is one of those ones where I need the back and forth because I need validation for what I'm feeling. All right, so I'm gonna, because I need back and forth for the health one. I do feel a connection to like asthma, lung stuff, lung issues, and I do feel a little bit like of extra weight. No, don't do that. Sorry. I almost reloaded the site and thought maybe that would be better. Okay, Rochelle, where did everybody go? What's the rest of 2021 have in store with my connection with my person that I've been talking to for over a year now? Rochelle, what's a name, please? You see us committing soon. Oh, good. How can you hear me? I don't care if they're... Okay. So I heard things look good. There's a little hiccup come October, but all back on track easily and smoothly. By November, I feel like you have like more permanent plans, but not a proposal until after the first of the year. And that's what I'm going with. You're welcome. Okay, so Heather Churchill, where did you go? I don't know what to do with you. Autumn. I am so ready to be married. When will I get married or meet my person? Hi, J. J. Sim XXX. Yay, you're on your phone. Jazz hands. Okay, so did you hear anything I said about health? And is it less laggy on your phone? Danny said it's less laggy on her phone. Maybe it's still laggy. Oh, cool. So you've been on your phone. So I wonder what that little hitch is. Are you still there, Heather? Is it still laggy? Not yet, Andy. I just was saying jazz hands. I do general readings, but not like card readings or general for everybody readings. I can do a general reading for you. Could be. I have Xfinity. Yeah, maybe you'll get it 3 minutes later. Can you validate like feeling of having a history of asthma? And when you do validate, don't just say yes or no, because I'll never remember 3 minutes later. So if you can be a little bit more specific and then like, is it the best though? I don't know. I need a booster. I have like all these boosters all over my house. It's crazy. I'll probably end up with a tumor growing out of the side of my head. Just Bill Gates in my blood system. I don't know. You guys remember that movie Inner Space with Martin Short? No, it's not Martin Short. Is it Martin Short? And the guy who was married to Meg Ryan. Oh, he's from Houston. I don't remember his name. I won't have a tumor. I'm kidding. It's not a manifestation. It's not going to happen. Don't worry. I'll marry. I won't have it. I promise. I'll be fine. Because I already know that I'm going to live to be like over 100 and super duper healthy and from a reliable reader. So that's that. Heather, are you still here or is it like 3 minutes later? Maybe can I refund your money and have you come back next week and see if it works out better? I just don't know what else to do. This is really tough. So I'll refund the one. Mariana, I don't have did you pay? I didn't see your name on here. Dennis Quaid. Yes, that's it. The Quaid boys. Who posted what? Oh, no asthma or lung that I'm aware of. Extra weight, yes. Okay. So what this could be is the weight is going to cause shortness of breath or something like that, because it just felt really like that tight feeling. Or it could be an exercise-induced thing, like a reactive airway that ends up happening. I feel like lower back pain. I feel maybe a little bit of IBS. Truthfully, I think like revamping your diet. Don't do some crazy like keto or like, don't go crazy. Just like cut out some of the processed foods, eat real clean. When you introduce a lot of fiber into your diet, it's going to make you go. Make sure you're drinking enough water so you don't get constipated. Like there's all these like balance, right? So it just feels like eating cleaner would be like, I don't feel like there's one food that's your gotcha kind of thing. Like you need to stay away from. Like, I don't, like sometimes they'll show me wheat or corn or something like that. And I don't feel that with you. I just feel like, and getting movement, and don't go crazy. Because I think that's where the lungs have, once you've dropped probably about 20 pounds, like that's where you could go from like, I'm being a fast walker to like maybe trying to jog and train and to do something like that. Although I am not a runner, not a big fan of running. I can do it because of the way but I don't enjoy it. It's like at all. It's God's punishment to exercise. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you is maybe watch it back. And then if you want any clarity or anything like that, you can always reach out to me through my email, which is connected below here. And I would be happy to like kind of go back and forth a little bit with you to answer, since it's such a weird connection and I feel bad. Okay, Autumn, I'll check your questions. Mariana, I'll check for yours. I don't see your payment on here. And I know you've been here since 4. So if you want to, I would be, you know, happy to let you pay and post. They used to be free. They are not anymore. And I do take 30% and donate it to, I like the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. Okay. Maya, I got one for you. Can we see where we're at when it comes to around your turn? Because I'm at 1 hour and 15 minutes. So when we get closer, if I feel like, okay, I'll take it, then I'll take it from you. Can we just, is that okay? Nicole R, Starry Sky, Shaheen. I'm going to cross Heather off the list. So I feel like I've answered them. And if you need any clarity, hit me up. Thank you for understanding. Autumn, you posted yours, so let me scroll and find. So we watched that movie. Never mind. Something versus Machines. Oh, God, it just came out. It was really cute, but I have like this song in my head that I open with. And I'm not going to sing it, but it's terrible. It's a terrible song. Oh, there we are. Oh, Autumn, are you ready to be married? You are ready to be married, you say. Okay. Oh, when will I get to meet? When I get married or meet the one? I'm getting closer to 3 years' time. So I don't know if that's when you meet or when you are like engaged to marry, but I get 3 years' time. They're coming up with a giant red flag and a wave and a cautionary, like, and it's sort of just this like reminder. And I know everybody says it, but I'm reminding you. That's why I'm going, oh, make sure you're right in here. Make sure you are the person that you love the most is yourself. It is not arrogant. It is not egotistical. But if you are not happy alone, the feels and the good stuff in the relationship are going to be great. And then but you're going to attract somebody who maybe might be twisty with your head or all kinds of other stuff. And then once all those feels and like happiness go away, you're still alone in a relationship. So it's sort of that like, right? You're alone again, but you're in a relationship and you're tied. So it's just this feeling of like, make sure you're good in here so that when this one comes along, it's like, I worry when people say the right one, because I think often whoever you marry is going to be the right one, or who you end up with is the right one. But is it like the best possibility for you? Or like, I don't even want to say the highest good, because if you have to learn and stretch and grow from it, then it is for your highest good, even if it's a crappy marriage. So I'm just saying, like, I caution you so that you find like a healthy relationship and a functional, functional, healthy relationship. Okay. So let me find number 2, but I was getting around closer to 3 years. And I wish I could say like, it's when you're going to be married and you're going to meet him here on this street and go find it and wait for that time. Here are the coordinates. But it doesn't work that way. And they have all kinds of reasons for why it doesn't work that way. I can't find your second question though, Autumn. Was it one right after the other? I only see the first question. So what's the second one? Can you post the second one, Autumn? Please and thank you. Thank you, Heather. Thanks for joining us. What's coming up for you? Okay. I'm glad it made sense for you. So if I just want to say this real quick, Heather, if you didn't bounce off, if I feel mild IBS, it might be something that bothers you in the next few days. Anytime I felt something on somebody, like I did a reading for a tarot reader on here, and I was like, oh, I feel this and this, and literally like back to back within days, she got both of those things. So I don't know if it was like I was just feeling it kind of brewing in her body and then it presented itself. I don't think it manifested that way. I just feel like it's like a brewing because that's what I think. That's what I'm saying. All right, what's coming up for you, Autumn? I hear extended stay. I don't know what this means. I don't know if you're staying in an extended stay hotel or if you're going to go like do an Airbnb thing or if someone's coming for a little bit of an extended stay with you. But I'm hearing like literally hearing extended stay and I keep seeing like the feeling of like it's a darker room and like maroon sheets or maroon something like it's like darker color sheets like pulling up over me like snuggling in. It's not that kind of time. It just feels like snuggling in. Do you have darker sheets? Is your room darker on your campus? I mean, a dorm could feel like you have apartments on campus. God, we had crappy dorms. I looked at the school I went to, UW Eau Claire, before I did nursing school. Y'all, it got way updated. Like it's fancy, and it was not fancy when I went there. It was not fancy, like at all. But that sort of makes like the the crudiness of it sort of makes it a fun experience. Whatever. You work at a college. Like a residence director, a residential director. So would it be potential that, oh, you were worried about having moved on? Okay, so then it might be you going to an extended stay for a little bit. So that makes sense to me when I'm like, why do I keep hearing extended stay? So it may be that you have to go stay in like an extended stay hotel where it's like a little apartment, but it's just off campus. It doesn't feel long. Are they doing like an asbestos thing or clean out? You got an extended job thing. So maybe that's the extended stay. Are they doing some kind of renovation that would require you to move out? Because it just feels like, so anytime I think of staying an extended stay, I think of like a short contract. So I'm going with 13 weeks because that would be what a contract would be for nursing, for travel nursing. They're usually a 13-week contract. So that's why I'm putting you there. I don't know why, because it just feels that way, like 13 weeks. I know this is weird. I feel like you'll move back in that apartment and it just feels like nicer. Like whatever they've done, it's nicer. A short contract thing, but I've had to move somewhere else possibly. I think you will have to move somewhere else. But I think it'll be fine. You'll get free breakfast in the morning. Free coffee and a biscuit and a box of cereal. You did, Mariana? I didn't get it, but okay, we'll put you on the list. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of you. I didn't see it, but all right. So Mariana, let's put your name on here. We'll just so Mariana, Danny 333, Shanna Butterfly, if you want to go. I have these 3 people here. So sad. We did Sandra Lampies, so she's off the list. We didn't get Starry Sky or Shaheen or Nicole R. And Aura A went. I did hers. You're welcome, Autumn. So if we want to go with, let's see, I've got Mariana, if you want to post yours. Garado, if you want to go ahead and post your question. And then while you're posting yours, I'll answer Danny's since she already posted hers. I'll find it, Danny. Oh, here's your kitty. Okay, well, my cat got Can you tell me your cat's name? Full recovery, but not sure how. Irritable bowel disease or lymphoma. Just treating him for IBD. I think it's irritable bowel. Andy, I can't. How are I? You're not off the list. Andy, you're not off the list. I've got you. You're after. Oh, you know what it was? I didn't have. No, you're. God dang it. No, I think you were my last person. I can't remember. Taylor. Okay. I think Danny, I really do think it's irritable bowel. And it's weird because it feels like it doesn't feel like lymphoma. It feels like irritable bowel. And it feels like there's like she ate something she shouldn't have. Like I keep seeing like what would be like a little seed and then also like a carpet fiber. They found a small mass. I don't feel like it's lymphoma. It would be, but it feels benign to me. Where did they find the mass? So when you said that, I literally could feel it in my gut, and they keep showing me like I literally like a carpet fiber. If not, if it's not carpet, it's like a red like little fiber. Like if you pulled one little fiber from the carpet or one little fiber, like when they show you in those forensic shows, and it's like reddish. And then I see something that looks like a seed or something. It just feels like something stuck that shouldn't have been there by the GI tract. Your body can wall something off. It doesn't feel like cancer to me. I can be wrong. Okay, so let's fully answer that one. But I feel like it's IBS or IBD, whatever they call it in cats. I just heard she's going to be okay and we'll make a full recovery, is what I heard. We'll make a full recovery. But I do feel like he's going to get pretty wiped, like where you're going to be worried about it. But he's going to get pretty wiped. It's really important that he's hydrated, that he stays hydrated, because I see that he has a risk for that. Keep us posted and let us know how he is, okay? Sending a little healing out to Taylor. Mariana, I don't see it, but it's okay. Go ahead and post your question. It'll work itself out. Everything's just acting kind of weird today, so it's fine. It'll work itself out. Okay? I trust you. It's okay. Do you want to ask your question? So I have Mariana, Shanna, Butterfly, Jenny, Lana, Maya, and Andy. Let's just get through these. I don't want to go back and forth. I've already said you can ask your question. I don't want to go back and forth about payments anymore. Okay. When will Trent and I be in contact again? I don't think you will be. I mean, I heard, and I know it's not very gentle, but I heard you won't. They said he's not good enough for you. I feel like there's a lot of allowance on your end of behaviors that aren't thoughtful. Like he doesn't feel very nice. Oh, there you are, Shanna. Okay, sorry. Nope, I didn't confuse you. I didn't. I did feel this. So like I said, if it's not right now, it might be something that kind of comes up in the next week or so. Definitely not. It doesn't happen. I know like sometimes people say like messages can sort of cross over and be the same, but I don't often confuse, unless that was that weird Laura thing last week where somebody was answering and it was like, but they had similar readings anyway. But I don't often confuse a cat and a person. So it could just be that in the next week or so, you end up having some kind of little irritable bowel upset kind of thing. Maybe it's that you end up changing your diet and eating more fiber and then like, you're like, oh, but I felt like mild IBS sort of feeling. I think the GERD will clear when you clear your diet. That's my sense. All right. So Shanna, let's try it for Papa. Richard. Did Richard have, I'm going to call him by Richard if that's okay with you. I feel like I'm having a really hard time taking a breath. Like I can't, it's that feeling of I can't breathe in deep enough. And I'm also feel like I'm forcing air out. So this could be something that where I have a respiratory issue like COPD or where, I don't know, some kind of lung infection or something, but where at the end I'm not able to actually inspire as much. And I'm pursed lip breathing to push where it feels like to push air out. So sometimes they might tripod a little bit and sit a little bit more like this to sit up to breathe. But there feels, yes, COPD. Okay, because I'm like, I really feel a lot of that. And I feel like I don't know if you can hear this. Get close. Nice to meet you. It's like this. He has this little sound when he breathes. I feel like my color is off. Like I almost feel like I have a little bit of jaundice because my skin feels a little off. Like the color doesn't look right because he's showing me his face and like real close up. I feel like his CO2 levels are kind of high because his lips are super pink. Or not CO2. I don't know, his lips are really pink. I'm thinking of like the way when someone has carbon monoxide poisoning, they get like real pink. His lips look real pink. I don't think he's necessarily has carbon monoxide poisoning, but it's just like they're real pink. That's how he died, was the COPD. So I'm going to say this to you. Sorry, I got dizzy. And like also a lot of confusion. He's fine if he's coming through this way to me and he's showing me and he's able to be really clear about how he looked and how he felt. I don't feel like he was a big man. Or maybe he's making himself small to sit in my energy, sit with me, but sorry. It's not fun to not be able to breathe. He's real quiet. Like he's not a chatty Cathy. And it could be that like towards the end, he just wasn't as talkative because this feels really bad. The COPD feels really bad. Like I would have been short of breath to talk. Is he kind of closed-minded? Because he's talking about being closed-minded and not being able to see the world quite clearly. But he doesn't feel like a mean or hateful man. I just feel like he's talking about walking the walk and talking the talk. What's wishful thinking? I wondered if he was with my grandma, Jenny. Yeah. Okay. He's crossed and he's over. I don't know if they're together because you asked specifically for him. So it was like I picked up the phone and said, can I please talk to Richard? And so that's who's coming through. I do have a woman coming through who she's laughing and she's making me feel like, oh, he's here bugging me again. Like I feel like there was like a laugh and a joke about him being a pain in the tuchus. Yes. No. Is that Jillian? No. Are you wanting to play again? Huh? I can't hear you, Buggy. You want what?
The popcorn.
Oh, okay. I'll make you some in a minute, I promise. All right. I'll be done soon, hopefully, okay? I don't have too many more. I love you. It's just been real laggy, so it's been slow. Sorry, bug. So they're together. They're good. Tell your mom it's not to worry. And your dad, your grandpa said something about sending her a bill. I don't know. Don't shoot the messenger. My grandparents were like that. They were divorced, but like my grandfather was always around and always giving her a hard time. Okay. Butterfly. We do always on and off last week, I think. Okay. You hope you do. I'm sorry. But can I say something about that butterfly? You're welcome, Shanna. Do you really want someone who's just on and off? Like, don't you think you deserve more than that? This is a friend talking. This is like not psychic thing. This is like, don't accept breadcrumbs, because if you're accepting breadcrumbs now, trust me, it doesn't get better. Like when you're first getting to know someone and you're first like in Datingville or whatever, they should absolutely be putting their best foot that they've got forward. And if all it is crumbs, don't take it, because someone will offer you a whole meal. I promise. I promise someone will offer you a whole meal. Mariana, where are you? Ask your question. I told you to go. Jenny, why did Joe reach out last night? What was his intention? Thank you. Your guys are funny. They're like, booty call. But that's not what it really was. Okay, just ask your question. Don't worry about it. I'll figure it out. Sometimes PayPal's a little like weird. Sometimes it's not. Whatever. We'll figure it out, okay? I don't think it's really like for, although they did say that condom sales are up, so I'm just saying. I heard one of my guys like, you're incorrigible. Not. Um, Arguing with your guides. It's the coolest thing ever. No. Um, Sorry. I get the sense of feeling lonely. Honestly, like just feeling lonely and reaching out to like a familiar person. I don't know if there was like a master plan. Okay, should Mariana look for another job? So I actually do feel like put the feelers out, but don't jump too quick. Um, because I feel like I don't feel like you would get first round, maybe second round of something. Like I don't feel like you would be the first cut, and it feels like don't jump too quick. And I feel like you would get offered a nice severance package. So start putting the feelers out like quietly, however that works in your industry, and then don't jump too quick. Sometimes we get ahead of ourselves, right? Either way, it'll work out for you, but I feel like you'll get a little extra if you don't rush. So let me ask you this. So you ask if I see change in 2021. Um, does August mean anything to you as far as like, because it feels like August might be does August begin the restructuring, or is that when they finally make the buyout contract, whatever? Because they're saying something about August, but I don't feel like that's the change for you. It's just a shift in August. Do you know what's weird is like for a minute I was like 2021's next year. What time warp did I go to for a second? Okay, so August might be like significant for I don't know whatever, but I don't feel like it's for you. If you go, it would be towards the end of 2021. It wouldn't be right away. It feels like whatever it is, it doesn't feel like it's first round. Yes, Nicole, where have you been? Lady, I've been calling you. I've been calling you. Yes. You paid. Let's go. So that's what I feel like, Mariana, is like, it just feels like you won't be the first round. If you do, if it does feel like eventually they will let you go, but you'll end up with a nice severance package. So don't jump yet. And keep August in mind. It might make sense later. It might mean something to you tomorrow. Okay. All right, Nicole, ask your question. Making me tired. I don't think it's jerky to be lonely. It feels like feeling like your comfort place. You're a place where I would feel safe to open up. So I don't feel like that's jerky. It didn't feel jerky to me. It felt like feeling lonely and feeling a need to connect with somebody who felt safe and comfortable. Maya, you can go ahead and put yours in. So I need Lana, Maya, Andy. If Shaheen or Starry Sky are here, otherwise I'm going to refund their money. Boy, this has been a doozy of a mess today, hasn't it? Nicole, so I immediately see something like a small 4-door sedan. I'm not gonna like. It's really weird, but can you tell me their names? Your oldest daughter's name and his name. That would be great. Okay. I actually feel like he'll be out the door in the next couple of months. I don't feel like it's long at all, but I also feel like your daughter is like super strong-willed. So it just feels like don't act like you don't like him, because that's sort of like pushing her to stand in her boots, like more like stands firmer, more like I'll show you I made a good choice. And it's like sort of like don't just like act like it's all good, pretend that you like him, that kind of thing, because it just feels like that's like she's so strong-willed. She'll dig in just to prove that she made a good choice. So I don't feel long at all, to be honest with you. It just feels like digging in because we're stubborn. Is she Capricorn by chance? Very hard-headed. All right, Lana, Maya, and Andy. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, Nicole, your car. Jesus, sorry. It's not going to be a Jesus car. I don't know what a Jesus car is. It just feels like a little 4-door sedan. So I keep hearing Chevy Nova, but I know they don't even make these anymore. So like, I don't know why I'm hearing that, but I would say like maybe a little Jetta or like a Volkswagen or something like that. It just feels, Have you ever thought about like a certified used car? Because I almost feel like finding a really good deal on one of those and just buying it outright. And I keep getting pulled towards Memorial Day weekend. So it's like waiting until then because it feels like there's a really good deal. So you're worried about deals right now, but Memorial Day weekend, there's always really good deals. So if you can hold out for a couple of weeks, might behoove you. All right. Lana, will my daughter Marisa have a boyfriend or husband soon? Well, you gotta have a boyfriend before a husband. I mean, unless you're in like what is it, 90 Day Fiance? I don't know. I don't watch that show. I just see titles and I'm like, what? Are you crazy? So let's just ask about a boyfriend. Let's just move in that direction. I feel like within the next 6 months she'll be dating, but I also feel like relax. I kind of feel like she has some self-esteem issues. Like honestly, like where it's like some self-worth issues, like, and needing to like really focus on that. Like if a guy's not interested, it's like, I've been rejected again. Like it's this really huge feeling of that. It's like, no, it's just energetically not a match. The bus stops every 5 minutes. There's always another guy around the corner. Like you're welcome, Nicole. Yeah. So maybe introduce her to like manifesting and the Roxy Talk stuff, because she has some really good stuff about self-concept and developing a healthy confidence and belief in yourself and love of yourself. And I mean, that's like really, that's what attracts like energetically the right people, right? Andy, did you leave or are you still here? Hang on just a second. Maya, go ahead. Or not Maya. Yes, if you want to donate a second one, that's fine. So I have Maya and Andy still, and Starry Sky or Shaheen. Starry Sky must be under the weather. She usually shows up when she's here. Andy, do you want to go ahead and ask? I told you were on the list. Nobody believes me. Kidding. Drama. All right. Gotcha, Maya. Isn't it weird how someone comes through so quickly? I've got an Elizabeth Steen here. Who is that? Who is Elizabeth Steen? Is one of you Elizabeth Steen? Because I have her as paid. Or I don't know if it might be Stein, Elizabeth Stein. Sorry. Okay, Andy, did you post your question? Go ahead and post your question. There you go. Andy, I only have you paid for one. Let me double check and see if a second one came through, because I only have for one question. I can't give all the sugar away, you know what I mean? So Maya wanted a general. All right. I don't know what this means, but I don't think this is your full reading, but they just said turn around, you'll find what you're looking for. I think that's more metaphorical, things right behind you. But it's a feeling of like they're like the Five of Cups. I've been trying to learn what different cards mean, because sometimes in my head. So like the Five of Cups, it's like literally like there's 3 cups spilled over in front of you, and all you're doing is focusing on what's behind you. And really there's like right behind this person, these 2 huge cups full of everything. So it's like change your perspective and look at things differently and move in a different direction. And like what you've been wanting to manifest, what you've been hoping for is like, it literally is right there, but you're focusing on what's not there. What's like everything that terrible that's happened, everything that's wrong. I'm tuning into Maya right now. I'm about you today, Maya. Andy, I only have for one question right now. So I only have payment for one question. So it's just that sense of needing that, generally speaking, that you just need to sort of shift your perspective and change things in order to see what you really have, and the silver lining, and finding like the treasure that you really actually have, and that it's actually bigger and better than what you're focusing on not having. And perfect. So what is your second question? Andy, I only have for one question, so I only got one payment. Second question is love life. I'm single. I remember you saying the 15th this month is pretty significant. It's not the 15th yet. Come on. It's not the 15th yet. Look, I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes you guys come on here, some of you, not all of you, and not necessarily you yet, but sometimes you come on here and you ask the same kind of questions over and over and over. I'm like, you're beating a dead horse. Like at a point, I'm not going to be reading what they're telling me. I'm just going to be reading the anxiety and the angst of the situation. I will tell people when they come and get private readings, like in fact, I told a client the other week, She's like, so if I come and get a reading in 3 months, I said, you are not allowed to come and get a reading unless you work on yourself first and do these things first. Because if you come back in 3 months and you haven't done this work and you haven't tried to shift anything, then like literally it's going to be the same reading I'm giving you right now. So you can change your question. Please do. Because I like, if I said that, then go with that and just wait. Be patient. Okay? Sorry, I always think of those, like, I don't know what those, I think of those, those, like, do you remember, what was it called? When, like, in the 80s and early 90s, those portrait things, and people always had, like, heavy makeup and, like, hair done crazy big, and then they'd have, like, the jean jacket, and they'd be like this. I don't remember what those pictures are called, but I just remember, like, all my friends getting those and being like, well, we didn't have, like, a lot of money, so we just didn't, like, we didn't do that. I was like, oh, okay. That's so cool. Too much makeup, and they have, like, the mom-daughter pictures. Sorry. Random thoughts that roll through my head. This is what it's like to be me. So what's your second question? Insights on the biz I'm launching. It feels like it'll go far, like it'll do fine, but it's a rocky start and it's a slower start than you're intending. Like you have this idea of like, bam, and it just feels like it's kind of like a slower start. There's like a little bit of, there's also like a motivational like point where you're like, you're not as motivated to do the things to like sell it, but it feels like it'll do well. It takes about 6 months for you to feel like it's like kind of more established. You're welcome. Don't apologize. That's just what it happens for me. Now, maybe some other reader reads differently, but that's how I read. All right, Andy, what's the one question you want to ask because you paid for one, not two? And Elizabeth, are you here? The wife one. Okay. So my wife officially retired, or she doesn't find another job. I don't feel like she's like officially retired. I feel like she'll get another job, but not in the area that she's in. It feels like a part-time, like fun job, like something I enjoy to do, but brings in a little extra money. So it gives me something to do and keeps me busy, but it's like something I enjoy. So like, not that I'm saying this is exactly what she's going to do, but it's like I get a job at a bookstore because it's not like the most money in the world, but it's like brings in a little extra and I enjoy reading. So it's like fun to see the new books or see the authors come in and give a talk, whatever it is. But it's like, it feels like fun and enjoyable. Not that I'm saying it's a bookstore, but hi, Emily. But that's how it feels like just getting a second job. That feels kind of nice. Elizabeth Stein, are you here? Or I'm going to refund your money. I've got Elizabeth, Starry Sky, and one other person I need to refund. Shaheen. All righty. I think that's it. I hope everybody's well. Have a good week. Look for the podcast. It's linked below. Like and subscribe and all of that good stuff. Share me with your friends. Sharing is caring. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. It takes nothing to do that. I will see you next week. I am here. If you want a private reading, you know how to reach me. Go to my website. It's all linked below. Have a lovely week. Mary, hoping that shot gets you better, love. Bye.